Thank you. So welcome all to this session about 10 things you should know about Oracle Visual Builder Studio. It's a session that shows you about capabilities of Visual Builder Studio, things you can do with it. Not going in to do a deep dive in how to develop applications, but just showing you how to get started. And even more important, how to use all the SDLC features of Visual Builder Studio. So completely with version management, issue management, stuff like that. So first, a short introduction. My name is Luc Bors. I work for eProceed in eProceed as a HQ in Luxembourg. And we have a lot of offices throughout the world. We are an Oracle award-winning partner. And as such, we provide services to our customers. That can be hosted service, hosting or application management. We do concierge services where we actually monitor environments at the customer or remote. Obviously, we do consultancy where we have end-to-end projects. Also, we do code reviews, architecture reviews, and we provide trainings. And besides that, we develop our own products and solutions. One of them is FSIP, which is a monitoring tool for central banks. Myself, Luc Bors, I'm an Oracle ACE Director and Groundbreaker Ambassador. And at eProceed, I work as Partner and Technical Director, and my current role is Head of Innovation, where I investigate how we can use the new technologies, new platforms, new toolings in both our services to our customers and in our product development. Whenever I have time left, and that's not that often, I tend to write books. A couple of years ago, I published my first book on Oracle Mobile Application Framework. And just recently, I published a book on Oracle Digital Assistant. That one I didn't write by myself. I was joined by Ardendu and Masha, two of my colleagues who really helped a lot to get this book out in the store. So if you're interested in Digital Assistant, please have a look at the book and see if it can help you. So today's session, I will give you a Visual Builder Studio overview, and then I will explain a bit about how you can build web applications with Visual Builder. Also, how you can build mobile applications with Visual Builder. As I said, I will not go into the deep technical details for those. Same for the extension of Oracle Cloud Applications. I'll just give you some hints on how you can do that. And I will show you how you can manage your entire development process from within Visual Builder Studio. If there's time left, I will show you a demo on how to set up a Visual Builder Studio project, and from there work with the tooling that helps you to do this all. So Visual Builder Studio. If you are a little bit known with the tooling that Oracle provided in the past, there was initially Application Builder Studio and also Oracle Developer Cloud Service. Later on, that Application Builder was rebranded to Visual Builder. And then Visual Builder and also Developer Cloud were packaged into a new offering by Oracle. It's called Visual Builder Studio, maybe Visual Builder Platform. Depends on who you ask. But it's really a robust platform which can help you to develop your entire application and helps you throughout the entire application development lifecycle. You can building automated testing, you can do the automated deployment, and all of this is, well, actually the development is it can be really low code, completely declarative. But if you want to, you can have more experienced programmers, and you can go into the source of the application and modify it. For more advanced applications or advanced functionality where you need really coding, it's possible too. The platform also provides you with Git repositories that host your code with continuous integration and continuous delivery services. And obviously, the rich visual development environment that allows you to build your codes, build your applications, sorry. Typically, if you build applications with Visual Builder, it's Oracle Jet related, which is Oracle's Java extension, JavaScript extension toolkit. Not going into the details here. And finally, you will have all the agile stuff that is needed for application development. So as this slide shows you, you have your development environment, you have your SDLC environment, and on top of that, or actually they are on top of the application hosting, business objects and databases and security. So you have a development team that uses the upper part of everything, and the end users who will be talking from their browser to the app hosting environment, reading data from either databases or services. So as I said, main functionality for Visual Builder Studio, application development, SaaS extension, and software development lifecycle management. And I will go into all of these step by step, and I'll give you a high-level overview. So, building web applications with Visual Builder is well, it can be completely declarative. If you open Visual Builder, the first thing that you can do to build a web application is just click a button, and that will show you a very simple dialog where you can pick a template, which is well, either no template at all, so you build the application completely from scratch with your own layout, or you pick the tabbed template, which is part of the creation wizard. And for each and every tab, then you can enter a label. And those tabs, those will function as navigation items. And you can add more and more items or remove several. That depends on your needs. And after that, your application will be finished. And if you look into any application that you create with Visual Builder, you will see the environment, which is well, typically a declarative development environment, where on the left-hand side you have the entire structure of your application. It can contain application flows, so from one page to another, or between groups of pages. It will have your resources, such as JavaScript or CSS, or even for boilerplate text, so resource bundles. And then a little bit more to the right, you see all the components that are available for a page. So you see the heading, text, buttons, input fields, menus, anything you can think of. That's the declarative part. And then on the right-hand side, where you see inspection details, it's actually a design view of the application that you are currently looking at. And this one is an application that we developed based on a template, but we at eProceed developed it to show details around Corona or COVID-19 infections. I think half of the world is currently doing stuff like that, but it's also very good for demo purposes. So here we see the how do you say it? The design view. And as you can see on the right-hand side of the slide, there's the design tab, which is in blue. But next to that, there's a code and there's a live tab. So if you open the live tab, you will see really the live application working and talking against live data. And the code view is the one that shows you actually the code behind the page. And if you're a little bit familiar with Oracle Chat, you will immediately recognize that this is Oracle Chat. So it uses OJ form to lay out all the components on the page, and it uses OJ input text, which is, well, actually exactly what it says. It's an input text field, which has a value. And as you can see from the expression, it gets its value from page variables. Just in the context of this application, the page variables are set when you navigate from the main page to the details page. So this is a very simple application that gets its data from a database, and that's exposed by means of ORDS, so REST services. And when you look at that in a live view, it's a very simple page showing you, again, some graphs and a table layout with more details of those specific inspection results. So this is very, very short how you can work with Visual Builder Studio. With Visual Builder to create applications. Now you can also build mobile applications with Visual Builder. Again, this is this will start completely declarative with picking a template for a mobile application. So you can have three, well, actually as many as you want, but there's two predefined templates: the horizontal layout and the vertical layout. Or you pick none, and again, then you have to build the complete layout yourself. As you can see in the navigation items that you can use, maximum amount is 5. For this purpose, I just created 2. Give them a name, and that's all there is to it. If you click next, it will create your mobile application. And again, you will see either a live view or a design view or a code view. It's declarative, so again, you can drag and drop actually from the component palette onto your mobile device designer. And if you do that, the tooling will take care of it and add buttons, menus, input text items, whatever, to this particular layout. So compared to web applications, the development experience is exactly the same. Can be drag and drop, can be coding. It's all based on Oracle Jet. But obviously, when you develop mobile applications, there's something extra that you can do, that you also need to do. And for that, there's a specific application settings section in Visual Builder. And as you can see here, this is what you need to set when you build a mobile application. On the right-hand side, resources for Android and iOS. This is where you add application images, and especially the ones for iOS are very, well, Apple has very strict requirements for application images. But anyway, you can have an archive, drag it on this part of the page, and then it will be included in your application. The same is for Android. You need to do that. But this is typical for mobile application development. This is not something specific to Visual Builder. Another part is, and that's very interesting, is custom plugins. So typically, when you create a mobile application, it can use standard Cordova plugins that are shipped with Oracle Chat Mobile. But if you want to add custom plugins, then there's a couple of steps that you need to execute. They are all described on this page, but so in the instruction section that you see. But in general, you need to download the Cordova project. unzip it, and then on the command line, add the plugin. So that is Cordova plugin add, and then the name of the plugin, which can be any plugin that is not standard part of the mobile application. After you've added the plugin, you have to build the package again and then upload it back to this specific location. And when you do that, then the custom plugin is available in your mobile app. Now that is something, a specific way of working for Visual Builder when building mobile apps. If you do this without Visual Builder, for instance, in NetBeans or in Visual Studio or any other tool, you would do this on your desktop or laptop. Use the tooling that you have there, but adding the Cordova plugin is the same. It's just a command line issue where you have to add Cordova plugin, add, and then the plugin name. Then there's a third specific part of mobile apps, and that is progressive web apps. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with progressive web apps, but progressive web apps are actually web apps that behave more or less like a mobile app. What you need for a progressive web app is some specific manifest settings, and this is the page where you can set it. So application name, application short name, theme colors, and those theme colors will be used, for instance, for the splash screen when the application is started. An application image archive is needed, so these are images that are used for when you install the progressive web app on your mobile device. That image will be used there. Then the final section where it says advanced file caching. This is something important because each and every resource that you check here, so currently they are all checked, those will be available offline. So what does that mean? If you have these checked, all of them, then your mobile app, your progressive web app will run on your smartphone without network connectivity, because all the resources will be cached on the device. And this is something very specific to mobile web app, progressive web apps. Sorry. So we touched a bit on web apps in general. We touched on mobile apps and progressive web apps. These are the things that you can do with Visual Builder. Now, can you use all that knowledge to extend your Oracle Cloud applications? Well, obviously, it wouldn't be part of the presentation if it was not possible to do that. So yes, you can do it. Unfortunately, I do not have any SaaS environment available to show you this in a live demo. However, it shouldn't be too difficult if you are familiar with Oracle SaaS or cloud applications. So in your settings and action menu, there should be, if you are administrator, a section that says edit pages in Visual Builder. Now it depends on how on which version of cloud applications you are using, but typically it should be available in the settings and actions menu. The way how to do it is also described in the developer guide for building extensions. But that's one thing. So you can extend it by editing existing pages, or you can integrate or add new pages into a flow. And I will tell you a bit on how that would work. So creating extensions, as you can see, you can have in any cloud application, there's an environment where you have a base application running and also a sandbox. And then in Visual Builder Studio, you would create a workspace, and I'll show you in a while how to do exactly that, where you start developing your extensions for your cloud application. That's a couple of steps of work, but you can have multiple projects running where you have, you can have multiple projects running. You can actually have multiple developers working on multiple extensions, and when you develop the extension in Visual Builder, it will be saved in the Git repository, obviously, because that's the way the Visual Builder Studio manages code. And once you're done with developing it, you would typically use the continuous integration stuff in Visual Builder Studio to then make your extension available to your to your SaaS application. So again, here, if you click that edit page in Visual Builder, you see the specific page that you want to edit in Visual Builder, and you can do the editing. And once you finished the editing, you can publish your changes. So publish changes is in Visual Builder, and when you do that, you actually are the tool shows you the tool shows you a dialog where you can add a commit message to your changes, and after you commit it, they will be published. And there's an option to either merge them directly into the application, or only merge after review, and that depends. It's a good practice to have someone review your changes, because you are actually changing a sandbox environment. It can break the application if you don't review it. And it's also something that especially, well, actually all developers can learn from reviews, because you're looking at someone else's code. You can check if it's according to the standards. You can do peer reviews at all times. Let's see, what is it? So when it's deployed, it should be available in your application extensions, and then you can use them in your SaaS application. Now, the other option that you have is to create, well, to integrate different pages into the application. And that is something that's not typically where you need Visual Builder. You can do any external URL that you can call from the navigator on a springboard, or even from a page, that depends. So this is typical functionality of Oracle SaaS, where you add a new page entry, or use the application composer to create a new button or something like that, to invoke external functionality. So here you see that from the structure editor, you can create a new page entry. And when you do that, you typically link to the destination. And that can be a live running Visual Builder application, or that can be any other. So any Visual Builder application that you create and have running in your same identity domain is easy to integrate like this. And then obviously you will have on your springboard this new icon, and when you click that, it will show you your developed extension. So that's actually the application development part, which is the Visual Builder functionality, and in the past application builder. Now I will show you the development process, which is more or less part of what was previously called Oracle Developer Cloud, which I think is still around, but is as integrated in one single solution as Visual Builder Studio. So you have that. Now, when you first try to provision an environment like that, it takes you a while to find it, because if you are familiar with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure and the dashboard where you can, your start page where you can provision all the services, typically Visual Builder or Visual Builder Studio should be under Platform Services. So if you look in Platform Services, you see Visual Builder. When you click Visual Builder and provision something there, you will only get Visual Builder. So that's the development tool. So now you wonder, where's Visual Builder Studio? I asked product management, and it's called Developer. So when you click Developer, that will actually enable you to provision a Visual Builder Studio environment that contains both the Developer Cloud Service functionality and the Visual Builder functionality. So more or less what you see in Visual Builder Studio is, as an organization, you can have multiple projects running. It says ABC. I have a Groundbreaker Demo 1, Groundbreaker Demo 2, Groundbreaker Demo 3. And within each project, you can have environments. You can have your continuous integration, continuous deployment. You have a Git repository, and there can be other tools. You can connect to external sources. So if you don't want to use the Git repository, or if you want to use both the Git repository on Visual Builder Studio and an external Git repository, or Git bucket for that matter, it can all be linked together. So one of the things that you need to do, actually one of the first things that I recommend you to do if you have a new Visual Builder Studio environment, is to hook up your OCI account, because Visual Builder Studio uses Oracle Cloud Infrastructure to do the builds and to store artifacts, build artifacts. So you need to create a connection to OCI, and afterwards you need to create a virtual machine to be used as build server. This is actually a rather simple setup. However, as you can see from the right, it's the configuration of your OCI account, where you need the OCI ID, so the identification of your tenancy, the identification of your user, your private key, your passphrase, your fingerprint, the compartment identification, the namespace for storage. And if you have that all set up, you can click validate, and then typically compute connection should be successful and storage connection should be successful. What I found is that if you use an administrator account that was used to set up the entire OCI environment and to set up the Visual Builder Studio environment, it somehow doesn't work. I created a service request for that. It's still open. So what I had to do is I created a specific user that I can use to set up this connection between between Visual Builder Studio and OCI. It's just a simple user with appropriate roles, which has its own private key, and then it worked. So once you have that set up, the OCI account, then you are ready to get started with Visual Builder Studio. So, as I said, to run builds in Visual Builder, you need to have a VM. Once I set up that connection to OCI, and then it's a click of the button to add build VMs. You can have a lot, 26. For now, I only needed one. There are templates which are provided. You pick your specific template that you need, your region, your shape, and then click add, and there will be a virtual machine to run your builds. So OCI setup, build machine, build VM setup. Then you need a project. And if you create a new project, just give it a simple name. It starts provisioning the entire environment. So as you can see from the slide, obviously it's everything that you need: your code, your repository, all the environments, issue tracking, build servers, build Maven, merge request, well, everything you need: the project, the wiki, anything. So after the project is there, you need to create a new environment. So you can create a new environment for a new application, but also you can create a new environment for an existing application. And I was very happy that this was possible, because I had several Visual Builder applications from the past, which I could now simply bring into Visual Builder Studio. It was easy because I could create an export from my Visual Builder application, as you can see on this screenshot. And that export can be easily imported into a workspace in Visual Builder Studio. So export on the left, import on the right, and then I say create workspace, and everything is there. So a Git repository is created with all the artifacts from the export. And it's really working live and interactively. So if anything that I changed in my application will show up in Git. You can work with branches. You can create tags. It's just all the core Git functionality is there. Obviously, pulls, commits, merges. You can add commit commands. So you can always look back on any reason why you did a commit. So that's all part of the Git functionality. Now, if you go in Visual Builder and you change something in your application, you will see this orange dot, which actually is an indication that there are changes in the current code base. So what you should do then, what you can do is you can push the changes to the specific branch that you're working on. So what it says here, I'm in the ePro Corona Git repository in the development branch, and I have open changes. So when I say push, it will show me a push dialog where I have, well, there's one uncommitted file detected. I have a commit message where I say I changed the label for fever. And when I commit it and push it, it will go straight back to the remote branch, which is development. And then here you can see it in my Git repository on Visual Builder Studio. So the fourth line from the top says web apps/COVID-19 changed the fever label by myself. So any change that you do in the Visual Builder is detected, is kept in Visual Builder until you decide to push it to the branch that you are working on. So next is build jobs. So whenever you create a new project, the Visual Builder Studio will create two build jobs for you. So one is a deploy and one is package. Typically, you will need to run the package job before the deploy job, or actually they are linked in the pipe, where it says after when you run package, it will automatically run also the deploy job when package runs successfully. There's one small catch here that really caught me the first time I tried, because if you can see here on the left-hand side, there's a log of my build execution. And as you can see, it took 44 minutes and then I stopped it because I was like, this takes way too long. What is happening? So what is happening is that the very first time that you were in your build shop, Visual Builder Studio will spin up a virtual machine, install all the software that is needed on it. So it will actually provision an entire VM for you. And that will take a while. So typically 40 something minutes. The second time that you were in a build shop, it only needs to start the VM and no longer to install it. So then it's really fast. So if it takes a while the first time that you do it, no worries, because the second time it will be very, very fast. So to run your build shops, you need to configure them. They need a specific username password to enable deployment to your Visual Builder environment. You need to set a root URL. That's where the application can be found. Maybe depends on what you are doing. There are some small extra changes that you need to do. One very fancy thing, and let me go back 2 slides. Yeah. So if you look at this, where I explained that when you change something in Visual Builder, so in the code of your application, and when you then push it to your branch, what Visual Builder will do is actually it will automatically start a build job because it detects the code change. You can configure this obviously, but this is typically continuous integration. So you change something, and then the build job that is connected to that specific Git branch will kick off and then build and deploy your change directly. So as I said, it is configurable, but I like to have this enabled by default because it really keeps all the changes there where they should be. So I change something in the application, the tooling makes sure that it is deployed right away. What else do we have? Well, issue management. Obviously, if you use software development lifecycle tooling, you need to track and manage tasks, defects, features, everything. You need to have an agile board, Scrum board, to hold all the epics, user stories, and everything. Again, this is all part also of Visual Builder Studio. So you can see I can create issues. There's one open here, which is very urgent. There's a red flag. I need to change the order of fields in the detail screen. And there's also a user story that says, as a developer, I need to create a demo app so I can show it in presentations. All of these can be used. So any of you, well, probably all of you are familiar with Jira. This is the Oracle flavor of Jira. It's an issue tracking system, issue management system. Again, you can create boards where you have all the issues that need to be in a sprint, and people can pick them up from here and work on them. So then finally, there's the wiki, where you can have well, all the documentation. So I used to work a lot with the Atlassian suite, which has Jira, Bitbucket, Confluence, etc. I could get used to Oracle Visual Builder Studio too, because it contains much of the functionality that I need, and this I get for free with my Oracle Pass products. So I have maybe no time for a demo, so I think it's better to go to the summary and then have some time left for questions. So to summarize, Visual Builder Studio is a very robust development platform. It can help you to manage the work throughout the entire life cycle of your software. Development of applications, so mobile and web is fully declarative, and if you want to go beyond that, you can do actual coding. You can extend your existing cloud applications either with separate standalone pages, or even change existing components of your Oracle SaaS solution. So again, low code, or so low code with Visual Designer for both mobile and web, or actually modify the source code by experienced programmers. There is provided repositories where you can host all the code in Git. So either you create an empty application, or you create an application based on a template, or you can import an existing application. Then there's the continuous integration service. As I said, whenever a change is pushed to Git, the build job is kicked off and the application is deployed. Continuous delivery can be very interesting if you use Docker. You can configure all of that, provision and refresh your Docker images. Visual Designer, the Agile boards to allow issue tracking, and again, easy deployment. So with that, I have about 4 minutes left for questions. So let's see if there is any questions in the box.
Yeah, so if you've got any questions, please feel free to type them in there. I do appreciate that sometimes it takes a little while to type things in, so might have a little bit of silence. I thought it was really interesting that I didn't realize it had such a integration with all the agile stuff into Git and the like. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the big change from the past, where we had, I say we, I'm not working with Oracle, where they had on one hand Developer Cloud, and on the other hand Visual Builder as two separate tools. Now in Visual Builder Studio, it's fully integrated. So I can actually add my Visual Builder applications to an environment in Visual Builder Studio and open the applications from there, edit them from there, do the code merges. It's much more intuitive. It's much more integrated than, let's say, 1 year ago. The guys did a great job to provide yet again a new IDE, actually, because that's what it's more and more looking like.
Cool. Well, we've got our first question in there, which says, what can be done with Oracle VBS free?
What can be done with Oracle Visual Builder for free? Okay. Not that much. It's not licensed. You pay per use, right? You can use you are charged by compute, as far as I know. So you can use the Oracle Visual Builders. Now I'm going way above my pay grade, so I don't know for sure how to put this. If you use Developer Cloud, as from the past, Developer Cloud was a free tool as long as you used any other Oracle PaaS tool, as far as I know. So now as it is integrated as Visual Builder Studio, I still think that there is a fee required to use the Visual Builder part. But the studio part, I mean the developer cloud, where I have the continuous integration, the Git, etc., I think that part is for free. But really, I urge you to look at the Oracle Cloud page for Visual Builder Studio, where there is the quote for pricing, because I don't know that exactly.
Okay. So, I mean, can you combine the VBS free with the sort of like the free cloud compute? Not that that's very much power at all, or I presume you could combine it with the free cloud compute in some way.
Well, I know the Oracle free cloud, the forever free cloud, but I think the visual builder part is a paid service.
All right.
Can quickly look it up, but I'm afraid not. I know that the database that I use to store my information, that's part of the free. The VMs that I use are small VMs, they are free. But really the tooling, the visual builder tooling, I don't think it's free. But you really have to look it up. And maybe if you use Oracle cloud applications, maybe it's part of a package, I don't know. Because I only use in the past the separate products. I didn't use the completely integrated stack at a customer yet.
Cool. So any other questions from anybody? I hate the delay with the typing because you never know whether anyone's actually sat typing and there's no, you know, breadcrumbs appearing to say that people are or are not. We did, Babu did just put up a thank you.
Okay.
For that, which is really cool in the chat.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we? Okay.
I don't think we're getting any more questions, so I think we should close that one down then now, Luke.
Yeah.
Can I say thank you very much for that? That was excellent. Really, it's not something I've really done much on, so that was quite useful for me, if nobody else.
Yeah.
So thanks very much.
You're welcome. And hope to see you
the audience soon. There's still plenty more talks today. There's a particularly good one at 5 p.m. about the Oracle Optimizer by me.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much. Also the attendees, it was great to have this opportunity. And I really hope to do this next year in person on the stage with a live audience. That's much more fun.
Absolutely. Here's to that.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much. And thanks very much, everybody. See you at the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.